Hey everybody, and welcome to our live coverage of the Marvel Legendary All-Star event. This is a new series of games based around the tier list that is being created over on the Big Ol' Top Discord channel. Every day the community is grading each of the hero cards in the game, going set by set in expansion order, and doing one hero a day. The cards are graded on an S through D scale. The votes are counted and aggregated into a spreadsheet that Big Ol' Top is facilitating. This leads to us having a ranking of all the individual hero cards, and we are going to be taking advantage of that knowledge in this series of gameplays. If you want to join in on the tier list rankings, head over to the Big Ol' Top Discord and join the discussion and the fun. For this gameplay, our players, Harrison and Miles, will be playing with a hero deck composed of all the top ranking individual cards from the core set. Future games will be going through the expansion and release order, updating the top ranked cards as they go. While this means that they won't be using complete hero sets, they will be sticking with the same number of cards used in a two-player game. So in the hero deck, there are 10 of the top rated common cards, 5 of the top rated uncommon cards, and 5 of the top rated rare cards, giving a pretty big mishmash of different heroes and should lead to a pretty interesting gameplay. Coming up on screen are all of the top rated common cards that will be featured in the hero deck for today's game. The community definitely values card draw above all, it seems, with mental discipline and quick draw making their way into the top commons. Being able to KO your cards is highly valued, with the 2 haymakers making it onto the list, Energy Drain from Rogue and Dangerous Rescue from Black Widow. Even with this spread of heroes, it looks like the cards that require triggers to activate are still pretty well supported, I would say. Let's take a quick peek at the rares and uncommons. This is where things can get a little bit skewed, as the uncommon cards generally is what the hero set is built around, and when when you pull it out of context, it can appear as sort of a weaker card. Unending Energy is in this situation, as I would say. Cyclops' common cards didn't make it into the top list, so there really isn't a lot of synergy for this card to be built around. It simply just deals 4 damage, and that's about it. Now that we got our hero set up, let's see what the villains are up to. Since we are using the best of the best on the hero side, the villains are going to be bringing their best as well. This setup will look familiar for anyone keeping up with the Progression series, as it is the same setup used for the best versus the best core box edition episode. Loki is going to be our mastermind with his Master Strike dishing out wounds if we can't reveal a strength hero. He's going to be leading the enemies of Asgard, which contains villains who require us to have ranged heroes to prevent wounds, and it will all come together with the Legacy Buyer's scheme, which will not only hand out wounds unless we reveal a tech card, but the wound stack will only contain 12 wounds total, and if those run out, our players are going to lose. This setup really asks a lot of us. Both players need to be recruiting specific hero classes in order to stay in the game, and it's definitely going to be a tough fight for them. Alright, looks like our players are all set up and ready to go. Let's get the HQ all set up. Looks like we got 2 copies of Perfect Teamwork for them. That's pretty dang good. 2 Gathering Stormclouds, and last is a Unending Energy. This is actually a pretty solid HQ. So Perfect Teamwork is the only common card in the deck, which both players are going to want at least 1 copy apiece so that they can counteract Loki's Master Strikes. I mean, there's only going to be 1 copy, so it's going to be rare for it to occur. It's going to have to time out right. But having one, and not only that, but Perfect Teamwork is actually an extremely powerful card. Gathering Stormcloud will be great for the early recruit boost, and Unending Energy is kind of an awkward spot because there aren't any Cyclops common cards in the deck right now. Miles started us out 3 recruit, 3 attack, took out the hand ninja to get that 4 recruit, and he's going to be picking up that Perfect Teamwork. Pretty solid start. Going to be replaced with a Dangerous Rescue. Great card. The only rough part about it, it's a great card, but it's not a class that our players are going to be wanting right now. Coverts aren't going to prevent us from getting any wounds. It's mainly going to be KOing them once we gain them. Top card is going to be that Hand Ninja, starting out with a 4 and 2 for Harrison here. He's going to pick up that other Perfect Teamwork, and it's going to be replaced with a day like on any other. This is a very, very powerful, one of the strongest rare cards in the core box. Hopefully they might be able to pick up nice and early. Who knows? We have some early recruit with those Gathering Stormclouds here. Let's see. For Miles, we have a 5 and 1, and it looks like we're going to have a blob off the top there. Probably won't be fighting that for... Actually, we have plenty of X-Men heroes, so more than likely our players will be able to fight that pretty early. Looks like he's going to pick up a Gathering Stormclouds. Got replaced with a Keen Senses. What a great lineup there, being able to use all of his recruit on his turn. Pretty dang effective, I would say. He's got what now? He's got 4 different colors in his deck for that Perfect Teamwork, so if things line up right, I mean, that thing could be dishing out quite a bit of damage. Nice and early. Moving on to Harrison. Top card is going to be that Sabretooth. This one can hand out wounds when we fight them, or if it escapes, but we have plenty of X-Men heroes to counteract that. Looks like he's got another 4 and 2, and looks like he's going to be picking up a Gathering Stormclouds for that early recruit boost. It's going to be replaced with the stacked deck. Gathering Stormclouds is also a ranged hero, which we're going to need to be able to counteract the Frost Giants and Ymir the Frost Giant as well. Those do hand out wounds pretty frequently here. Players are shuffling up their decks right now. Tough little spot here. We have some pretty strong cards in the HQ, but all these cover cards aren't going to help very much in terms of counteracting the wounds that are going to be coming their way. But picking up Stack the Deck and probably Energy Drain is probably going to be the next move here. We want that recruit boost nice and early. Dangerous Rescues has the great ability to KO cards from the hand or discard pile, but it rescues a bystander, and we don't really have a lot of benefits for doing that at this point. Covert Operations actually isn't in the deck. Let's see. Top card for Miles is going to be another Hand Ninja. Doesn't have enough attack to take one out, but he does have 4 recruit. He's going to pick up that Energy Drain for right now. Probably going to shoot to pick up that Stack the Deck next turn. Got a Spinning Cyclone replacing it. Great card for attack, and then he can scooch around any villain he wants from one space to another. It's important to remember that he can scooch that, he can move that villain to any space. Lots of times when you read that card, you think you can move it just adjacently, which is usually how moving villains work. You can move from the bridge to the streets, or the streets to the rooftops, things like that. But you can actually pick up a villain and move it to anywhere. Another covert card that isn't really going to help them from preventing from gaining the wounds, but should help to KO them once they are gained. All right, moving on to Harrison here. Had a little rough spot there. Let's see. Top card was a Mystique from the villain deck, and looks like he's got plenty of recruit here. 4 recruit, 3 attack. Looks like he did take out a Hand Ninja there. And let's see. So he picked up the Stack the Deck, and he's also going to get that Energy Drain, having that 5 recruit there, replaced with a Mental Discipline, another ranged hero, which would be great to pick up to fight against the enemies of Asgard villain group for sure. Okay, let's see. Passing over to Miles here. Looks like he's got a nice little spread here. 3 recruit and looks like 3 attack. Scheme Twist on the top of this one, so each player is going to have to reveal a tech hero, and we haven't seen a single one so far. So each player is going to be gaining a wound. That means there are only 10 wounds in the wound stack as of right now, dwindling down. Looks like he's going to be taking out that Hand Ninja, increasing his recruit output to 4, but doesn't look like he'll be able to actually take advantage of that very much. He only has 2 3-costing heroes that he can choose from. Decided to pick up that Dangerous Rescue. Hopefully he can start KOing the wound he just got. It's got replaced with another Energy Drain. A lot of KO power coming from the hero deck right now, which is good. I mean, we want to be able to thin out our deck so we can get to the better cards in each deck as well. Moving into Harrison, looks like he's got a Master Strike, and he did pull that Perfect Teamwork, which is great. So he prevented that wound, and looks like Miles also has the Perfect Teamwork in his hand. That worked out really, really well, being able to prevent both of them preventing wounds from Loki's Master Strike. Looks like with that recruit, he's going to be picking up a Energy Drain, and it's replaced with an Endless Inventory. This is another important card in the deck, one of the few tech cards that are available to our players here, and they want to pick that up to prevent the Scheme Twists that are happening. Probably a little more important than the Master Strikes, actually, because I believe there are 8 copies in the villain deck in terms of the schemes. So both of our players are going to want to pick up a copy of that, of Endless Energy apiece, or Endless Inventory apiece for sure. Players shuffling up their decks. Looks like let's see. In terms of the streets, we have 3 members of the Brotherhood out there. Mystique is definitely a tough one. Only 5 attack, but if it escapes, it does turn into a Scheme Twist, which is not what we wanted this time. Moving to Miles, though, got a pretty nice hand here. Have a second Mystique coming up. Okay, so they'll definitely want to be taking care of them pretty dang soon. In terms of attack, though, looks like they have a total of 4, with Perfect Teamwork providing 3 of that, which is great. Looks like they got 5 recruit. He's going to pick up that Endless Inventory. Let's see, it was either that or Mental Discipline. You're really valuing that tech hero class for sure. Definitely the correct move, I would say. Like I said, two Mystiques in the city isn't good. They're going to want to be taking that out pretty dang soon. He was just 1 short on the last hand. Kind of a high cost in HQ here for sure. Well, we have 3 6s, a 7. Mental Discipline, really the only one that's reachable. Passing over to Harrison here. 3 recruit and Perfect Teamwork. Not in the best situation here, as he only has 2 colors. Top of the villain deck was an Enchantress. When they fight that, they do get to draw 3 cards. Looks like he's gonna be doing the only move he can, picking up that Mental Discipline. It does replace itself by drawing a card, so it doesn't take up any space in his deck, which is great. And it's a ranged hero to prevent some wounds from the enemies of Asgard. Quick Draw replacing it. Basically the opposite of Mental Discipline. Instead of providing a recruit, it provides an attack, but it does draw a card once again, replaces itself. Moving to Miles here, 4 recruit, 3 attack looks like, and looks like that Frost Giant did pop up. So right now, if we fight it or if it escapes, they have to reveal a ranged hero, or else they're going to gain a wound. Looks like he's just going to pick up that Quick Draw and move right on. Not much you can do with the attack here.
lowest is a 4, and the timing of that needs to be right. Both players need to have a ranged hero in hand because they don't want to be getting any unnecessary wounds when they don't need to. All right, passing over to Harrison here. Looks like a lot of recruit here, which is a little rough. Looks like Sabretooth is going to here. That's going to his escape trigger is going to go on the stack. He does need a X-Men hero to prevent the wound he's going to be getting. Looks like Harrison can prevent that with his gathering Stormclouds, which is great. And let's just double check over here on Miles and see what he needs. Looks like he decided to KO that Unending Energy. Okay, looks like Harrison does have a X-Men hero to prevent that wound. KO the Unending Energy, it just doesn't have a lot of synergy in this deck. It does provide 4 attack, but so does Spinning Cyclone, and that one does have just a little bit more utility. Looks like he does have 8 recruit, and he can pick up that, wow, he can pick up that Day Like on any other. That is a great pickup. It gives you 3 attack, and then for every Avenger hero you play before that, you get plus 3 attack. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. If he just has 1 Avenger hero, it's going to dish out 6 attack. Just absolutely incredible. Pass it over to Miles here. He's got some good cards in here, but they both need activations, and he can't activate either of them. Top card is the Destroyer. That does mean Mystique is going to escape, which is definitely not good. That means let's see, it looks like a Scheme Twist is going to be going off, and both players, looks like, let's see, Miles doesn't have a tech hero in hand, of course, and just double checking over here with Harrison, doesn't seem like he has one either, so that is 2 more wounds going to be dished out. Total going to be going down to 8 here. Destroyer did come off the top. Pretty dang strong card if he can actually take it out. It can KO a bunch of his Shield or Hydra villains, as you notice that Miles here is piloting the Hydra cards. Doesn't have enough attack to take out the Hand Ninja. A little unsure if he wanted to do that. He's not going to be able to use that recruit from gaining it, but is going to slow down the city. And looks like a Stack the Deck is going to take the spot. This high HQ is hurting him pretty bad, but we do have that Dangerous Rescue and Stack the Deck now. 3 costs and a 2 cost, so hopefully they'll be able to pick those up and cycle through. A lot of covert cards coming through. Top card is Master Strike, so it looks like they both are going to need to reveal a strength card, or they're going to gain a wound. Looks like Harrison won't be able to do that, unfortunately. He does have the activation of Energy Drain with Stack the Deck, so he's going to gain a wound, but he will be able to KO it on this turn, which is great. Won't be affecting him too much. That wounded hand is definitely slowing him down a smidge, though. Let's take a peek here and see if looks like Miles can't prevent that. It was a Master Strike and not a Scheme Twist, unfortunately. So it looks like 2 more wounds are going to get dished out, bringing the total of the wound stack back down to 6. That is halfway through. They're halfway through, halfway to losing, unfortunately. I feel like they're making some really great calls. Looks like they do have some decent coverage here. Harrison doesn't look like Harrison has any tech cards in his deck. Looks like Miles picked up both of those endless inventories. Probably would have been good to spread those out. Let's see. He's going to play Stack the Deck here, drawing a wound and an agent. And looks like he's probably going to be putting on a trooper, I would guess. Doesn't look like he has much attack to do anything with that, and that's what he's going to be doing. Plus putting that on top. He's going to play that Energy Drain. He's just going to KO one of the wounds from his hand here. And he's going to play out the rest of his recruit here. Looks like he's got a total of 4. Oh, he's going to bring out 5 actually. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, he can count better than I can. He's going to spend 2 of that, grab and Stack the Deck. It's going to replace with Copy Powers. This is a very powerful card. Glad to see it in the deck. He also picks up the Dangerous Rescue. Hopefully he can start KOing some cards, thinning out his deck so he can get to his more powerful cards a lot quicker. Got a Keen Senses now in play. Another 2-costing card, which is great because the rest of the HQ is pretty high costing at this point. All right, passing over to Miles here. He's got a lot of card draw here, and he drew a Bystander off the top. Nice little break from all the pressure that's been going on so far. He's going to play both of his endless inventories. He's going to draw 3 total cards. And it looks like he's got Dangerous Rescue, Perfect Teamwork, and a wound coming from the top of the deck. That Perfect Teamwork is going to put in some work this turn. Dishing out, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 attack off of 1 card. I mean, off of a common card at that. I mean, that just shows the power of that card for sure. There you go, dishing out 5. We're at 5 and 4 so far. Playing out the rest is going to go up to, looks like he's up to 8 attack. He's got to figure out what he wants to do with that. That Mystique definitely is close to escaping, which is a little rough. But he can take out Enchantress to gain a little more recruit, possibly. Drawing 3 extra cards could get the recruit boost up. Maybe he could pick up a Spinning Cyclone. But also he has Destroyer. He has 3 cards in hand. If he fights the Destroyer, he'll be able to KO 3 of his 2 operatives and a soldier from his deck, which is a pretty powerful move, and it looks like that's what he's going to go for. He had definitely a lot of options at that point, and I think that was probably the right move. Being able to KO 3 cards from your hand with one single attack is pretty great. And he's got 2 spaces open to wait until Mystique escapes. He's going to pick up that Keen Senses here, and it looks like he's going to pass it on over. Replace it with the Dangerous Rescue. Normally, like I said, normally these cards are pretty dang powerful, but you know, a deck full of covert cards isn't going to stop the setup from handing out wounds like candy. All right, pass it over to Harrison here. Got to Ymir the Frost Giant up the top, so ambush effect. Each player is going to gain a wound unless they reveal it ranged here. It looks like Harrison can with that mental discipline. Miles is going to double check and see if he'll be able to prevent that one as well. Doesn't look like he can, and he's got a little bit of a rough hand. Looks like he's got a little rough of a hand coming up next turn. That is quite a bit of gray I'm seeing. Well, let's see what we can do. Perfect Teamwork is going to dish out at least 3 damage off of this, and he's going to get a card draw for Mental Discipline. Let's see what he's got here. He's going to be pulling just another agent. Looks like he's got 4 recruit to play with. Looks like Dangerous Rescue is his only option at this point. And he's got 4 attack. Now, it looks like Frost Giant, he could take out the Frost Giant here, but he knows that Harrison doesn't have a ranged hero in hand. It's probably not the best move to fight that. He's going to pick up the Dangerous Rescue. And it looks like he's contemplating. Nope, he's just going to pass it on over. He's going to let that Frost Giant fly. With only 5 wounds in the wound stack, there's a pretty good chance that every single wound counts at this point. Passing over to Miles here with a pretty rough hand and a Master Strike off the top. That is really, really rough. Miles definitely cannot reveal a Strength hero card. Let's double check here with Harrison, see if he's got anything available to him. And looks like he's not. That's pretty dang tough. A Day Like Any Other is a covert card, actually. Those rare cards, sometimes you don't see them very often, so it's tough to remember what their class is. But that's 2 more wounds being dished out, only 3 left in the wound stack. And looks like he's got a pretty bad hand here. Nothing to recruit, nothing to attack, so he's going to pass KOing one of those wounds. Just doing what we can, but taking a whole turn off in a situation like this is definitely not good. Passing over to Harrison here. He's got a pretty strong hand here, but a Scheme Twist off the top, so each player's got to reveal a tech card, and Harrison cannot at this point. So it's definitely one-handed out, and looks like Miles can't either. Man, this combination of Scheme and Mastermind and villains is just really kicking them in the teeth right now. Well, let's see what he can do with this. Looks like he doesn't have any Avenger heroes to activate it, but still 3 attack is 3 attack. We won't say no to that. He's going to play out for 5 attack. Looks like he's got a total of 2, 4, and 5 recruit. So he's going to take out that Mystique for sure. A little less stress from that escaping and making them lose the game basically. And he's going to pick up a Copy Powers, one of the most powerful cards in all of Marvel Legendary, and it's going to replace it with the Stack the Deck. Normally I'm happy to see Stack the Deck in the HQ, but at this point he can't prevent any of the wounds with it, so looks like it's just kind of a dead card at this point. Passing over to Miles here. Once again, great cards in hand, but he can't activate any of them. Frost Giant at the top. That's the tough part about this. You got some very strong cards if they're synergized together, but when you have a mixed deck like this, there's a chance it won't get synergized. He's going to pick up that Frenzied Slashing, which is pretty good. He has plenty of instinct cards in his deck in order to activate it, and it's 2 attack, draw 2 cards, which drawing cards is always a good thing in Marvel Legendary, or any deck builder in general, I would say. Got an Unending Energy coming from the top. It's mainly just a 6 recruit, and you get deal 4 attack. The effect of putting that card back in your hand to be discarded probably isn't going to pop up very often. I believe there's no villain card that's going to make him discard that card, and he doesn't have any cards. I guess no, Stack the Deck doesn't discard it, puts it on top. Passing over to Harrison, looks like he's got a really lucky shuffle. He got A Day Like Any Other again, and he does have an Adventure card in hand, so that is going to dish out at least 6 damage. It looks like he can't activate his energy drain here, so he's going to play that Dangerous Rescue. Going to gain an extra recruit instead of gaining a bystander off of Dangerous Rescue. Unfortunately, it looks like his discard pile is empty, so he's going to have to actually just KO the agent from hand. Well, in terms of recruit, he does have 6 recruit, and he's going to play out for his Day Like Any Other. That's going to give out a good old 8 attack. Not too shabby. Can't hit Loki at this point, but he does have plenty of things to hit. Let's see. He's double checking the warding on Ymir the Frost Giant. It is going to KO wounds from the hand and discard pile of 1 player. It's not looking too good though. Both of the discard piles are actually empty. So it's not going to be the most effective one. But he's going to check Miles' hand, see if he's got enough wounds at hand in order to justify fighting that. He could take out the Enchantress, draw extra cards, possibly getting up enough attack to take out a Frost Giant off of the 3 cards he draws. Looks like Miles has 2 wounds in hand, and it's probably going to be worth it. He doesn't have any ranged cards in hand, so fighting the Frost Giant isn't an option, actually. He actually can't, or if he fights those Frost Giants and gains a wound, he's going to lose. So it looks like he's going to take out Ymir the Frost Giant here, and he's going to be KOing those 2 wounds from Miles' hand. And in terms of recruit, he's going to pick up that Spinning Cyclone. Once again, it's just in a better position than Unending Energy at this point. It's going to be replaced with a Mental Discipline. Looks like at least he's got another common range card in his deck, or in the HQ to pick up. Scheme Twist out the top for Miles here. And looks like he could prevent the wound with the Endless Inventory, but I don't think Harrison cannot, actually. So that means the last wound is going to be handed out, and they have lost the game. What a tough setup. I think the big mistake that was made here was both players didn't have a copy of Endless Inventory. I believe Miles had both of those, and he definitely should have made sure that both of them had at least a small sliver of a chance in order to gain that. Man, 12 wounds handed out, only a few were KO'd in that game. Very difficult setup, I would say. Mostly wounds were handed out through the Master Strike and the Scheme. That Mystique escaping definitely didn't help them at all. Man, really difficult setup. Like I said before, though, the really tough part about this whole setup is that he has some very strong cards that are all covert. You have Energy Drain, you have Dangerous Rescue, you have Stack the Deck, you got Battlefield Promotion, you got all these great covert cards, but they just don't do anything in preventing the wounds from coming. They can KO them once they get at the discard pile or the hand, but they can't stop them from arriving, which is what these players need to do in order to win. So let's here we're gonna get into a second gameplay. Let's scooch over to gameplay number 2. Let's just take a second here. All right, we're getting set up for game number 2. See if they'll be able to get a victory out of this one. One thing you can notice over on the bottom left, the wound count has been increased to 14. Just to give them another chance, they decided to add 2 extra wounds to the wound stack, basically giving them 1 more turn of gaining wounds until they lose. Let's get the HQ set up, though. We got a Quick Draw, Battlefield Promotion, 2 Arc Reactors, and another Quick Draw. So a little bit rough of a setup. They have Battlefield Promotion to get recruit, but nothing else. Those 2 Arc Reactors are pretty dang important, though. I mean, they dish out 3 attack. They're probably not going to be activated and dealing out a ton of damage, but we do need tech cards in order to prevent the Scheme Twist from going off. Miles is going to start us out with a 4 and 2 and a Frost Giant off the top. He'll be getting that 4 and 2 for the next 2 turns. And it looks like he's just going to scoop that Battlefield Promotion for right now, replace with an Energy Drain. He'll be able to play that Battlefield Promotion to KO his agents in order to gain his shield officers, which is pretty good, just increasing the recruit output of the entire deck. Passing over to Harrison, he's got the 3 and 3 and another Frost Giant off the top. That's not very good. Those escaping are going to cause the fight effect basically to go off. He's just going to pick up a Quick Draw here. It looks like he wants to save the Energy Drain there for Miles there, because he already has a covert card in Battlefield Promotion. He could be able to activate it. Passing over to Harrison, another 4 and 2, and top card is a Master Strike. Not good. We definitely haven't had a chance to gain any strength cards. That Perfect Teamwork is in the HQ though. Great pickup. Great spot for it to be. Hopefully, well, better if it was in his hand, but but it looks like he is going to snag that up right now. Realize, getting the sense that, hey, Master Strike's probably going to be happening. Should probably pick that up. Replace with a Frenzied Slashing here. Passing over to Harrison here with a 5 and 1. He's got plenty of options here. The Hand Edge off the top. So he's got 5 recruit. Frenzied Slashing is looking pretty good because he does have that Quick Draw in his deck. But I think that Arc Reactor is what he's going to have to pick up here. Let's see what he goes for. It looks like he is going to choose the Arc Reactor. Being able to prevent the wounds is really, key number 1 thing that they needed to do here. Replaced with the Copy Powers. Happy to see that. Frenzied Slashing is sitting there and waiting for him, though. Looks like for early pickups, he's got Energy Drain and another Quick Draw to pick up. Picking up another Quick Draw for Miles is probably going to be a good play here, because then if you can pick up that Frenzied Slashing, that is a lot of card draw. All right, passing over there. Looks like he's got the 3 and 3. Top card is going to be that Master Strike there. Or sorry, pick it up for Harrison. Harrison's going to want to pick up the Frenzied Slashing and the Quick Draw. Another Master Strike, meaning 2 more wounds are definitely going to be handed out here. Looks like he's just checking with Harrison just to see if he possibly is going to magically shuffle that perfect teamwork back into his hand. Let's see what he's got here. Looks like it's not going to happen. Two wounds being handed out. Total going back down to 10. He's got the 3 and 3 here and the Hand Ninja in order to take him out. And looks like he's going to. He won't get a lot of benefit off of that. Going up to 4 recruit, and there's only 3 costers in the HQ, but slowing down those Frost Giants is key. And it looks like he's going to go for the synergy pick here, picking up that energy drain. Replace with a Dangerous Rescue. And he's passing it on over. Value of Dangerous Rescue is down by quite a bit. Covert Operations actually didn't get voted into the high C tier, or S tier. So it's not actually in the deck. Looking over to Harrison, he does have the Arc Reactor, so he's protected from Scheme Twist's turn, but a Master Strike was drawn. Not good. That's 3 so far, so handing out more than likely another 2 wounds here. Let's check with Miles. Nope, just a handful of Recruit, which isn't good. So 2 more wounds handed out. We are down to 8 left in the 8 left in the wound stack. If they weren't playing with that extra wounds in there, they'd actually be down to 6. They'd already be halfway dead. How crazy is that? Looks like he's just going to pick up a Dangerous Rescue, possibly? Nah, he's going to pick up the Quick Draw here, actually. Just to increase the Instinct count in his deck. Hopefully he'll be able to pick up that Frenzied Slashing and take advantage of having, a good amount of Quick Draws in his deck. And another one is in the HQ. Looks like he's just going Instinct focused. Looking over to Miles here. Does a 5 recruit and Ymir the Frost Giant off the top. Man, this is not going well. This is not going well for our players here. Yep, neither can Harrison reveal, so that's 2 more wounds being handed out, going down to 6. They're over halfway down to halfway on their way to losing here. Well, he's got 5 recruit to play with, and I think he's got a couple options, Copy Powers or Arc Reactor, but he's going to grab the Arc Reactor, being responsible, getting those tech cards in his deck, replaced with a Stack the Deck. Happy to see those. You can usually pick those up, just willy-nilly, just that extra 2 recruit that you couldn't use, unfortunately. All right, passing over to Harrison here. He's got the Quick Draw in hand, 4 attack. But those, let's look, got a Scheme Twist off the top. Man, this is brutal to watch. Looks like Harrison definitely can't reveal a tech card. Double checking with Miles to see if he'll be able to have one of those Arc Reactors in hand. And doesn't look like he's got one. He's got the perfect teamwork to go against the Master Strike, but not the tech card to prevent it. So 2 more handed out, 4 wounds in the stack. Not looking good for our players here. Well, off the top, he did draw a agent here. That is going to give him 3 recruit. Could pick up that Dangerous Rescue, Quick Draw, or the Stack the Deck. Let's see what he's going to be doing here. Looks like he's not gonna be fighting anything this turn. There's just there's not enough ranged heroes to go around in order to prevent the Frost Giant's trigger from going off. Looks like he's just gonna pick up that Dangerous Rescue, get that KO ability in there, and it's gonna replace with Hulk Smash, one of the rare cards that was rated into the top best rare cards of the core box. Dishing out 10 attack on 1 card is very, very powerful. All right, passing over to Miles here. Looks like we've got a battle for promotion and a perfect teamwork. Looks like another Master Strike. My goodness, I think that's 4. That's 4 so far. Pretty bad shuffle, I would say. Or just unlucky. I mean, he did shuffle pretty good during in between turns. Looks like Miles can prevent one, which is great, but Harrison cannot. So he is going to be getting a wound. 3 left in the wound stack. He's going to play that Battlefield promotion. Unfortunately, his discard pile is currently empty, so he's going to KO one of his operatives from hand to gain a shield officer. And counting up his attack, looks like he's got 4 recruit, and looks like he should have 1, 2, 3, 4 attack. But 4 attack isn't going to do much against his Frost Giants right now. Looks like he's just going to pick up a Quick Draw, replaced with an Energy Drain. Quick Draw, not taking up any space in his deck. It's kind of one of those just easy recruits. You just pick it up, and all it does is increase your attack output. That's it. Kind of the same lines with Stack the Deck here, which has been sitting in the HQ for quite a while now. It doesn't look like they've had enough spare recruit in order to just kind of snap that up whenever they can. fits in either deck, it really benefits both players. Passing over to Harrison, looks like he's got 2 wounds in hand and a pretty mediocre one. Hand Ninja for the top of the villain deck. And looks like he could pick up Stack the Deck here, but I think KO, he looks like he's going to be KOing the wounds. Probably a smart move, just to make his future plays a little bit better. And recruiting Stack the Deck isn't going to increase the win percentage, I would say, at this point. Passing over to Miles here. Looks like he's got a Hand Ninja off the top. They're the 2 cards that, powerful cards, but he can't seem to activate them. Just too many great heroes in the deck right now. Hasn't been able to KO anything, or much anyways. In terms of attack, he's got 5. So we could take out a Hand Ninja here and recruit at 4. Taking out a Hand Ninja would increase it up to 5. He could pick up that Copy Powers or the Frenzied Slashing. Looks like that's what he's going to do. Take out the Hand Ninja. I'm just contemplating what he wants to grab here. Looks like he is going to pick up Frenzied Slashing here. He's got plenty of Instinct heroes in his deck in order to activate it. It's going to replace with the Dangerous Rescue, and it's going to be passed over to Harrison here. Alright, we've got a Quick Draw and an Arc Reactor, and another Frost Giant. 3 Frost Giants at the top. Not good. If 2 of those escape, there's a very large chance they're going to lose here pretty quickly. Let's see, drawing a Trooper off the top that is going to give a decent amount of attack here, but once again, can't hit those Frost Giants. Just not enough ranged heroes. I don't think actually any ranged heroes have popped up. No Mental Disciplines, and I don't recall seeing it gathering Stormcloud at all. So at this point, he can't fight those, or else he's just going to lose pretty dang quickly. So looks like he does have 6 attack. He can take out the Ymir the Frost Giant, and a reminder, it will KO cards from the hand and discard pile. He's got 1. Looks like Harrison's discard pile is empty, but Miles does have 3 wounds in hand. God, that's just difficult to hear. And looks like he has 1 in the discard pile as well. So he's going to, let's see, he's just double checking the wording on that just to make sure. And it looks like he is going to take 6, and he is going to fight the Ymir the Frost Giant. And Miles is going to be KOing 4 wounds in total out of his discard pile and hand combined. And let's see, just double checking some stuff here. Oh, double checking the discard pile just to make sure he got all the wounds out of there. Looks like there was just 1 though. All right, Harrison does have 2 recruit. He could pick up that Stack the Deck, but let's see, what is he gonna do here? Looks like he's double checking Miles's deck or hand, and it looks like he's just gonna pass here. I think, yeah. Let's see if he KO'd 3 cards out of. Yep, looks like he's only got 2 recruit and 1 attack. So it looks like he just left that Stack the Deck, so he could pick it up, at least do something on his turn. And it's gonna replace with a Battlefield Promotion. And he's gonna pass it on over. A Blob off the top there. Got a full city here. Looks like a Frost Giant is more than likely going to be escaping at the start of the next turn. All right, Harrison's got a Quick Draw and a Dangerous Rescue. Hand Ninja on the top. Frost Giant is going to escape. There is no ranged heroes in either of our players' decks. So 2 more wounds is going to get hand out, meaning he's only got 1 left. 1 left in the stack before they lose. Taking a look at his hand, he's only got 2 recruits, so he can't do much with that. And he's got 3 attack. He could take out a Hand Ninja, increasing his recruit up to 3 total. And he could pick up an Energy Drain. Handing out those 2 wounds from the Frost Giant escaping. Does that have to KO a card from the HQ? Thinking probably Battlefield Promotion. Yep. Isn't going to be doing much in this setup for right now. Replaced with the Keen Senses. Not getting a lot of the cards they need in terms of the hero classes. Not a lot of. They aren't getting any more strength cards or tech cards or ranged heroes as well. And it looks like he's just going to pass KOing those 2 wounds from hand. Which wasn't the smartest move actually, because more than likely, yeah, Juggernaut, he's going to push. He must. I don't think he saw. I don't know if he saw that, didn't see the 3 attack or what, but that Frost Giant is going to escape, and he can't prevent the wounds from happening. A little bit of a blunder there. Could have had 1 more turn at the very least to prevent that Frost Giant from escaping. And I think he's double checking Miles' deck just out of pure hope that somehow he has a tech card in there. He doesn't. Looks like the last wound is going to get handed out, and that is another loss for our players here. Even with that extra 2 wounds in the wound stack to give him a little bit of a buffer. Very difficult setup. You need so many different classes, and it just goes to show you that. I mean, look, the hero deck is full of S tier hero cards, which is really fun to play. I mean, lots of variety, very strong cards, but with this setup, it's just, I mean, you're just under such pressure, under such an intense clock, And not only is that clock, short, but it also prevents you from doing what you need to do. I mean, we saw plenty of hands where they had 2 wounds, 3 wounds, and having to take off a whole turn just to KO them. It's painful. It's definitely painful. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us for coverage of this of the best versus the best, the Marvel Legendary All-Stars event for the core box, putting all the strongest S tier cards in the hero deck versus the toughest. Probably one of the I can almost guarantee it is the toughest setup in terms of cards you can combine in the core box. I mean, that's 2 games in a row, lost decently quickly. Game 1 went a little bit longer, but even with that buffer of increasing the wound count up to 14 wounds instead of 12, even that couldn't help them out. That bad shuffle, 4 Master Strikes at the top, definitely really tough. And I believe they only had one strength card between them. So, either way, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this coverage of this gameplay. Keep your heads up, and I hope you have a wonderful day.